talking about WWE NXT Impact on Pop. We're even going to sprinkle in a little bit of 205 Live and the Mae Young Classic. I personally did not get to check all of Mae Young Classic, so we'll go with Dave and Alex when we touch on that. But first, we'll go with 205 Live. We'll just kind of touch on it just a little bit, not get too much into detail, since it only is kind of an hour show with really only two matches. So, Dave, we had Akira Tozawa taking on Jack Gallagher and TJP versus Kalisto. And it seems like TJP's new gimmick is collecting masks because he ripped the mask off of Lince Dorado. Tried to rip off the mask of Lince Dorado and then takes out Kalisto with a roll up for the win last night. I know you were a big fan of the first match, I believe. Am I correct on that?
Yeah, it was the first match of 205.
Yes.
Yeah, it was. I thought it'd be better than it was, but yeah, it was still a pretty good match.
Bob Aruski, I was having some YouTube issues, so yeah, that's why the title is all like that. Don't worry, I will edit the title before the night is over. So the YouTube channel title is all over the place. It's not even actually anything. It's just a bunch of gibberish. So that will be changed after tonight's episode is over. I will jump in and edit it. So what about the TJP and Kalisto match? I'm not even sure your thoughts on TJP at all.
I do want to talk about that match though, but it was a good match. But the ending was what was really the best part of what happened. We got a PowerPoint presentation again, and then we got Gallagher and Drew Gulak turning on Brian Kendrick. So that was a little interesting there.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a twist, I guess you could say, where Kendrick and Gallagher were kind of companions or friends for a little while, and now I guess he's joining sides with Gulak. I'm not really sure if that's going to go anywhere, but yes, I think everyone is excited to see the PowerPoint presentation back with Drew Gulak. Anything you want to touch on the TJP and Kalisto match? I know you weren't very high on TJP. I would say maybe last year.
I disagree.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm mistaken on that.
Me and Alex have both talked about TJP, and it's like everyone hates him. Everyone in the world hates TJP. But man, you can't. I don't hate the guy. I think he's a great wrestler, and he's fun to watch in that ring. I mean, heck, a lot of us remember watching him in TNA as Manic. So I mean, yeah, I mean, he was always a fun guy to watch. I mean, he was doing the whole Andrade Cien thing way before. I don't hit it way before, but at least in the U.S., he was doing that move. Not so much like that, but yeah.
Overall, pretty entertaining 205 Live episode. I always come on here and tell you guys to check out 205 Live when you can. I know it's probably not as number one choice to watch on a weekday or if you're bored, but hey, it's only an hour. You get most of the time you get pretty good entertaining matches, and you're not going to see these guys anywhere else. I shouldn't say that because you saw Nice on NXT, but for the most part, you won't see these guys anywhere else. So give it a shot, give it a chance. I know a lot of people probably won't, but if you have the time, check out 205 Live when you can.
No, Tony,
go ahead.
What was your? I thought this match was really good, and it really was. It probably went close to 20 minutes long. It was a really good match, and it was fun. But what was your thoughts on the match? Did you enjoy watching this match?
The main event? Yeah. I'm not. I mean, TJP kind of ran his course with me. I don't necessarily. I wouldn't mind someone else being in that position, but I'll see what happens. I'll see how it goes. It's something different. I enjoyed the match at least. I know you're not a big fan of Kalisto.
No, I'm definitely not a fan of
his. But other than that, I thought the match itself played its purpose. And
really quick, speaking of Kalisto, really quick.
Go ahead. No, go finish.
Okay. Yeah. Really quick on the Kalisto Lucha House Party thing, I did like TJP coming out with the Lucha House Party shirt on. But one thing, we talked about Asuka. Like, what the hell have they done to Asuka? What the hell have they done to Metalik? I mean, oh my God. He was revered and respected as this great as a legend coming in almost to be this great king of the ropes. And now he's become like a sideshow joke with this Lucha House Party.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't get the whole thing about the Lucha House Party in to begin with. I don't really find anything. I don't know if they're getting anything out of this whole the whole Lucha Party gimmick at all. I don't know if they even have. I'm sure they have shirts. I haven't really gone into that far, and merchandise and stuff. I'm not sure if they're high sellers, but yeah, I can see what you mean. These guys should be doing more respectful things on 205 Live. I can agree with you on that. Hey, what's up, Ducks fan for life? What's up, everybody in the chat room again? Thank you guys for joining us on this Thursday evening. Don't forget, we will be back with you guys on Saturday night, the usual time. A lot to talk about, but also the Super Showdown. It's happening Saturday early morning. So if all you guys are waking up early to check that show out, I hope you enjoy it, because if you're gonna wake up that early, I hope it's at least worth your time and your morning coffee. So hope you guys enjoy the Super Showdown, and we'll be live that night to go over everything and give you other news going on in the WWE and wrestling world, especially with Neville. I know that's a huge topic with everybody talking about these past couple of days, is with Neville showing up at Dragon Gate and what's next for Neville, if he's going to show up at New Japan Pro Wrestling, what's next. I'm really looking forward to talking about that in particular on Saturday night. So let's jump over to – I'm sorry?
Did Alex watch 205?
He said no, he did not. That's why I didn't ask him any of his opinions on what happened on 205.
But one thing I want to say really quick, I've been saying this every week, it seems like, but I'm just not a fan of how they're doing 205 Live with, like, they end it so early. It's like 50, almost 20 minutes. I think last night was almost 20 minutes and it was over. And there's still 20 minutes till 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock for you guys. But yeah, I mean, it was just kind of annoying. I wish they would do it more like an NXT or even like how they do Mae Young Classic, you know, where it's more than 2 matches for like 20 minutes or 30 minutes. And that's how they break it down. I mean, to me, this show would be so much better off if they did like they NXT down in Orlando and did their own tapings and all that. Well, that's just my opinion. I've been saying this every week, it seems like, but I'm just not a fan of having to wait almost 15 minutes and NXT starts. You know,
wait, hold on. X-Pac joined the chat? What the hell? Why is people saying X-Pac joined? What's going on? Did I miss something? Did X-Pac just join here? Nice. What? Did I miss something? I must have missed something. Someone's talking about X-Pac. All right, man. I must have missed something. Also, someone asked, have we ever reviewed Impact before NXT? I don't think we ever have. If you guys would rather talk about Impact before NXT, we could do that tonight. I want to see Neville finish his rivalry with Aries on Impact. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
That would be something. I forgot about that whole rivalry, actually, with Aries and Neville. I can't believe I actually kind of blanked out and forgot about that stuff.
I mean, it's possible to happen. I mean,
that is actually possible.
We're not on Impact yet, but just imagine Aries beats Johnny 205, and then at the end of the night, he's standing there with the title, and Neville comes out. Can you imagine that? That would just blow up.
That would be the news it would blow up. We'll go with NXT. We'll continue the stuff, but next week, since next week is the go home show of Impact, next week's show will be more around Impact, more focused about Impact next week, since it is the go home show to Bound for Glory. So first match of the night on NXT actually was a segment with Nikki Cross, kind of touching up on Bianca Belair and saying that they're going to pretty much have another match, and also saying that she knows what happened with Aleister Black. Alex, any thoughts on this opening segment, and are you excited and happy for Nikki Cross and Bianca Belair Part 2?
Yeah, I mean, they had a fun match the first time, and a lot of the stuff we're going to see, we have to remember that the next takeover is like a while from now, so we're going to get these type of, like, I guess, TV feuds, you know, and I'm all for it. I'm obviously more excited to see like what role she's going to play with who took out Black, you know.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting that how she keeps bringing it up every week that she knows what happened to Aleister Black, and it's she's not letting it go. She hasn't really gone into how she knows what she knows,
You
but
see, main roster. This is how you make a storyline interesting. It's been building up like actually like really good. This is not a Milwaukee or Samoa Joe had the cops called. This is actually a fun story.
Yeah. What about you, Dave? What do you think? Nikki Cross, Bianca. I know you're not a very huge Bianca Belair fan, but are you actually excited for a round two? Possibly, I would have to see maybe a gimmick match involved.
They didn't say that, so and it's announced in 3 weeks, and it would be. I'm guessing Nikki Cross right now is in the role of the veteran who's gonna put over Bianca Belair because she's undefeated.
That's right. That is right. She is
And
undefeated.
she's iconic level annoying to me right now.
Damn.
Say that. Iconic.
Her promos are so brutal to me. I mean, maybe it's just her voice that's annoying. Maybe her promos aren't that bad, but I just can't get over that voice.
Damn. All right. Fair enough. So yeah, I could see that role being used for Nikki Cross. I don't think she's gonna beat Bianca Belair, but I do hope they kind of add a little twist to the match. That would be nice. All right. So
I didn't mean to cut you off, but how cool would it be if they did this? We are in this women's revolution. Could you guys possibly ever see them doing a women's War Games?
Yeah, why not?
I would have to assume somewhere down the line, but do they have? How would that work out though? That's the one thing.
Time because like a lot of the call ups and like Mae Young Classic signups are starting to get in there. Like once you have like Mia Yim in there, like Io Shirai, all those like Tony Storm, then I could see about it now with the current roster. I can't.
It's gonna eventually happen, definitely.
I can't see Dakota Kai in War Games.
Yeah. Thank you for the Super Hard stuff, man.
Team Kick versus Lady of NXT.
There you go, Bob Ruski. Undefeated. You got to get it right.
Will definitely be in. Belair will definitely be in there, but yeah,
you got to get it right. Yeah. Again, thank you guys for sharing and retweeting the on Periscope and on Twitter. Thank you guys for the super hearts and the regular hearts as well. Do appreciate the support, and thank you, I guess, for X-Pac for dropping in and out. However long you were in here, appreciate you joining the show tonight. Hope you continue to join. Maybe we can get you on the show sometime, Mr. X-Pac. Opening match of the night was Candice LeRae taking on Lacey Evans. Everybody knows this feud has kind of been building up last couple of weeks with Lacey Evans touching on Candice LeRae's husband, Johnny Gargano, basically saying she's hasn't really been a good wife towards him. You know, the usual stuff. So they had their first match on NXT, and Lacey Evans defeated Candice LeRae kind of on a sneaky knockout punch to get the win, where Candice LeRae kind of just lost it and starts wailing punches on Lacey Evans in the corner. You know how the ref kind of does the 5 count. He breaks up them. She starts walking towards her, and that's when Lacey hits her with the women's right for the win. And she picks up the victory over Candice LeRae. I thought the match was pretty good. Nice little start to NXT. What did you thoughts on the match, Alex?
It was so match. It was a decent match. It was some good back and forth. You know, like I'm glad that they're building up Lacey Evans. Like it seems like she'll be a challenger for Kairi Sane down the road after Evolution. But it kind of makes you wonder where's Candice LeRae's like role in this. I feel like he's kind of just gonna be put in the back burner for a while, at least while Kyrie's champion.
Yeah, it seems also that they don't really know what they want to do with Candice LeRae.
Yeah.
My question to you, Alex, before we move on to Dave, do you see Candice LeRae by next year being a title holder?
No, actually.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Dave, what are your thoughts on the first match of the night? And what about my questions towards Alex to you?
the match I thought was pretty good, and I don't think she did anything that a normal heel wouldn't do. You get the advantage, she gets in her head, and then she gives her that ladies' right, and then boom,
Mm-hmm.
knocks her straight out. I think she has to be taking some tips from William Regal when he used to do power of the punch stuff because man, those are some pretty sweet punches. I like when she does that, and I don't get why people hate that finish. I love it. That's one of my favorite finishes.
She's a Marine badass. Like I
Yeah,
buy.
why wouldn't you be able to knock anyone out with that? I mean, geez, yeah. I mean, it's perfect. And will she be holding a title in a year? I mean, is she holding it for somebody else? I mean, that's the only way I can see it.
Transitional champion.
No, if she's holding the title for like Johnny, if he wins the NXT title, she's holding it for him. I mean, that's the only way I think she's holding a title.
No, damn.
I'm
Wow.
sorry. If you ask me, we're not on May Young Classic. Like Casey, I don't want to screw up her last name, but that chick is, or that girl is, woman, whatever you want to call it, is so freaking fun to watch. To
Yeah.
me, she is what they thought Candice would be for NXT, like a firecracker, someone who's really.
He could be like the female Ricochet if we could go
Yeah,
back.
yeah, you could. I mean, this girl is so amazing.
That was fun.
Yeah, it was. Casey
Well,
Catanzaro, I think her last name is.
Yeah.
yeah, Catazaro. Yeah, we'll definitely touch on the Mae Young Classic here coming up. But yeah, Casey Catazaro, I think, is catching a lot of people's eyes if they hadn't already.
Probably
Uh,
you saw the clips of what she did though, at least.
yes, I did. I'm gonna definitely check out that match over the weekend for sure. After that, we had a look into next week's huge triple threat match for the North American Championship. Pete Dunne, Ricochet, and Adam Cole, all going after that one title. Nice little promo building up to the match for next week. Dave, your prediction: who walks out NXT as a North American champion?
Ricochet.
Okay, Alex.
Yeah, have Ricochet on Dunn so they can not like they can keep Ricochet and Adam Cole for later.
All right, fair enough. Next, we did have Chomp. Go ahead.
Oh, I was thinking it was for both titles. Okay, it's just for one. Okay,
Just for
Otherwise,
one, yes.
You got Tony.
okay. Yeah, Ricochet keeps it definitely.
I think Ricochet
Oh,
keeps
go ahead.
it. I don't see a title change.
It's gonna be a fun match though. Holy crap!
Yeah, I mean, my prediction on the match is that Undisputed Era is going to interfere, and that's how the match is going to end. Basically, that's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah, more than likely we're gonna see definitely some shenanigans in that match. War Raiders. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, like you said, Undisputed Era. We're gonna probably get all the shenanigans to build up for War Games coming up. Next, we did have Ciampa in a backstage promo, basically calling out the Dream for last week's comments about him, kind of, I guess, kind of hinting at Ciampa being the one that attacked Aleister Black, saying to be careful and to stay out of his spotlight, and also said that him and Velveteen Dream both know what really happened that night. We'll go with you first, Alex. What was your thoughts on this kind of developing storyline with Ciampa and Dream?
I like it. I mean, I think eventually, given Dream's been on the roster for like a year plus, like doing like like I guess it was inevitable for him to get like a title match. So I'm looking forward to this between Ciampa and Dream. Obviously, you have to now add Dream back in with the whole who took out Aleister Black. So I hope it's not Dream. I don't want to see Dream in Black just yet. Not if it's for a title or on the main roster, honestly.
All right. Before we get to Dave, let's go to some chat. Let's chat real quick. That says Catazaro is going to be a mega star. Chris Surratt asks who's watching the Super Showdown live. Adam Baum says, talked about what we just talked about before we came online. Is that P. Dunne is injured, according to BCW. Might have been Destiny, but can't remember. And Jugati says Cross, Zane, Shayna, Bianca, Lacey, and Lo Shirai. Or is it Yoshirai? Yoshirai, right? At War Games would be his dream match. That would be a dandy of a match right there. Dave, what about you? What are your thoughts on this kind of developing storyline right now?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, is it going to be Dream and Black again? I don't know. Maybe. I mean, Maybe it was both of them. I don't know. Maybe that's what they're gonna pull the wool over eyes and like, oh, so they teamed up together to do this type thing, where they keep doing that. But I mean, who knows? I mean, I don't know. I mean, this isn't that interesting to me yet because nothing's really happening, and it's just a bunch of he said stuff about it right now. And Nikki Cross is going to play some kind of point into this. I don't know, which will be interesting. But I mean, honestly, do any of us think Black is going to be in NXT much longer anyway? So I mean, he's just moments.
You to maybe Ciampa, or if it's Ciampa, then he's just gonna go with Ciampa and then get called up. I think he's
exactly. Yeah, he's.
Yeah, I think Aleister Black's time on NXT is definitely running up. But they have to definitely do something with the storyline that they've been building for the last couple of months with Aleister Black. And it's kind of interesting to note that there's currently really only 3 people in NXT right now that know what happened to Aleister Black. It's Ciampa, Velveteen Dream, and crazy-ass Nikki Cross. So it's going to be very interesting to see what they do next couple of weeks leading up to War Games next month. Let's go to the chat room real quick. Adam Bomb says Cesaro and Ono attacked Black. Well, that would be something I think everybody would love. Danny J, thank you for the super hearts in the chat. Thank you, everybody. Danny J, everybody, was the lucky winner of the Patreon giveaway. He will be winning the Young Bucks pop figurines because all he did was jump onto the Patreon and donated $2 out of his wallet, that we really do appreciate that, and he got into a lucky drawing for the pop figurine. So all you got to do, everybody, will be doing a giveaway each month for all the Patreon givers. So if you just donate $1, you'll be entered into the giveaway. I'm not sure what I'll be giving away at the end of the month, but hope everybody at least check out the Patreon page. It's up in the Periscope profile if you don't mind checking it out. What's up, Brandon Apter? Welcome to the show, my friend. Thanks for popping in. Next, we had 3 local jobbers taking on the Forgotten Sons, Dave's new favorite tag team in NXT. They pick up the win. Not really sure what is going with them yet, but I'm sure something is building for them. Alex, your early thoughts on the Forgotten Sons?
I like them. I mean, to me, they scream Sandy 2.0, but it's always good to have stables. I like their finisher, and yeah, I can't wait till they actually get out of jobbers and start squashing bigger jobbers like the Street Profits.
Hey,
you know they're next. The Mighty and the Street Profits are going to have a 10th match, and then the Sons, the Forgotten Sons, will come and destroy Montez Ford, and then Doc. I forgot the other one. That's how much I care. And then that's it. Then they go on and join Noe Jose on his conga line.
Y'all are disrespectful.
I can see that.
Y'all are disrespectful.
That's the perfect way to get a call up. Like the new breed takes out the mediocre me.
No, I meant the perfect call up for them would be join in the Congo line.
They don't even make it to the ring. They just stay backstage.
Sorry, you guys don't make the cut tonight. Maybe next week.
Disrespectful.
Go play basketball, damn it.
What about you, Dave? I know you're a big favorite of the Forgotten Sons. What's your thoughts of them so far?
The Forgotten Sons of Anarchy. I mean, I like them. I mean, yeah. I mean, I was always a big fan of. I like Wesley Blake when him and Murphy were together. I mean, I thought they were a great tag team, and I was always a fan of Gunner when he was in TNA. I mean, and I don't know much about the other guy, so I don't know. I mean, face mask guy.
Batista 2.0. He literally reminded me of Batista when he was young with all the tats.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I mean, I like this team. I mean, I think it's a good team. I like it's kind of like a Misfits type team. You know what I mean? Like they're guys who were forgotten. Key, a part of the name. They were forgotten about. Guys who were just ex-tag partners and all that and never really did nothing, and now they put them like a little group together. Kind of like what the Attitude Era S did with like Al Snow and Bob Holly and all of them when they created like the Job Squad. You know, a bunch of guys who weren't really doing anything. But this on a completely different level. But yeah, I mean, But yeah, I think it looked good. I'm still wishing Jackson Riker had a better finish. I'm not a big fan of the power bombs.
Slingshot.
Slingshot off the ropes. I wish he had something better than that. But I think, Blake and that other guy, whoever he is, I think they're a really good tag team.
Blake, Cutler, and Riker.
Cutler's his name. Okay.
Crazy that Blake was a tag team champion before.
Wesley Blake was. I don't know about Cutler. I don't know who Cutler even is. Nope. I mean, I don't know. I have no clue, but yeah, but I think they make a good tag team. I did like the fact that Gunner was I keep saying Gunner, but Jackson Riker was showcased more as like the leader in this instead of the guy standing outside of the ring. So I like that fact and how they're doing it. And
thank you everybody for the Super Heart love. Thank you, Dr. Huge, for popping in for the Super Hearts, and Budweiser. Thank you guys for the Super Hearts. Really do appreciate the support you guys are popping in the chat room for us. Thank you, everybody. Go follow Dr. Huge. He's live every week. Works hard on his show as well. So we're a big supporter of him. He's a supporter of us. So definitely check him out. He works hard on his craft as well. What's up, Young Graph? Welcome to the show. Let's see. Let's go through the chat real quick. EC3 is a legit star. They could easily build up. I think they were talking about him moving to the main roster. Color was a Marine, says someone in the chat. Says Adam Bomb, the Mighty should be the tag champions. Adam Bomb said Slingshot Powerbomb is still a stupid finisher for Riker. So Adam Bomb agrees with you as well. Yeah, he agrees with you. So yeah. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight again. So let's move on to what else happened on NXT. And that was a backstage segment with Bianca Belair, who is undefeated, and says that she doesn't care about what Cross wants. It's all about her. And basically accepts Nikki Cross's challenge for the rematch between them two. Any thoughts on this particular segment, Alex or Dave?
No, not really.
Nope.
All right, fair enough. Drew Gotti says Street Profits are going to form a faction with Keith Lee and some other black dude. What?
He's thinking it.
Thank you for the Super Hearts, Young Graph. Appreciate that. Thank you all guys for the support tonight. Very, very nice of all of you guys for doing that. Really do appreciate that. Michael Berry, everybody, Jeffrey Cross. Thank you guys for the support. Appreciate that.
Dave? I was just going to say really quick that maybe Keith Lee could teach the Street Profits how to make a profit.
Wow. Y'all are... am I already getting enough shit? I'm already going to get enough shit Saturday when I'm going to get the ball jokes about HBK and I'm going to get all this stuff about HBK, especially if they lose Saturday. Oh, my God. It's going to just...
What do you mean they? It's a one-on-one match.
It's they, damn it.
All we're going to care about is Sean getting tombstone.
That's all y'all want to see, man. I swear. I can already imagine, because I'm not going to be able to watch it live because I'll be at work. I'm going to try to peek it on my phone if I can, if I have the time. But I could already see the mentions of my Twitter of screenshots of HBK getting tombstoned if it does happen on Saturday night.
You know what the real question will be, though? When they come out, are they going to come out to D-Generation X music together?
Bald Sean doing a suck it chant.
Yes, Ducks fan. He is bald. He's officially all bald. And yes, I am going. I know a lot of people are not fans of WWE 2K19, but I'm definitely going to end up getting it probably, but on Black Friday when it's a little bit cheaper. And I got to see a little bit more reviews on it as well, because 2K, as we all know, their consistency, that's definitely on wrestling games, are not always that great. So I want to see some reviews on it first. Welcome Daddy Mac to his first day on Periscope. Welcome to the show, my friend. Next, we had Johnny Gargano taking on 205 own Tony Nese. I'm not really sure why he was on NXT. If they did mention it, I did not catch it. But I thought the match itself was pretty solid. I wouldn't mind 205 Live guys popping in and out of NXT every now and then. Dave, your thoughts on this match? And do you think this leads to anything with Tony Nese? Or did I miss anything on the broadcast where they said that he's going to be on NXT more often? Or Is this any type of storyline?
I think it was just a showcase of showcasing because you're already doing back to back shows with like 205 Live and NXT right now. So I think it was just another way to showcase another guy on 205 Live on NXT and to basically have NXT give 205 Live the rub from NXT to say, hey, 205 Live is on right before NXT type thing. And holy shit. I mean, this match was basically a 205 Live match because, man, this match is awesome. It was so fun. I mean, Johnny, like he likes to call himself, or Tony Abs.
Tony
I mean,
Abs.
yeah. I mean, he was just, man, he was killing in that match. And him and Johnny just, wow, that was an awesome match. I mean, if you haven't seen it, go back and watch it because this is just one of those matches that you're like, wow. I mean, it was just a fun match. People need to check this out. Highly recommend this match this week. I'm pretty sure it'll be highly watched. And yeah, I mean, a great way to showcase a guy like him or maybe more guys down the line. I mean, because 205 Live is only showcasing 2 matches a week right now, so why not add a few 205 Live guys to pop up and do some great stuff on NXT like he did last night? And Johnny looked good out there. Tony looked good. Of course, Johnny got the win. And I mean, wow. Alex, what did you think? Because I thought this match was awesome.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I agree that I think it'd be good to see like 205 guys kind of just mix it up. Like if you have nothing for your current NXT guy, and you just want
Aaron?
Match, this is good. It was a real fun match, a lot of good spots. Johnny got the win as expected. I will say this, guys, Johnny's looking good on 205. When you saw him in the ring with Tony Nese, you can't tell me you can't see Johnny on 205.
Yeah, I definitely can.
Yep. Johnny might go to 205. So it might also, conspiracy, be a testing of the waters for Gargano.
Yeah.
It's a lot of questions on what exactly. I think hopefully it was more on.
You think Balor can go to 205? You don't think Gargano?
Yeah, but see, I don't. The reason why I think Balor should go to 205 Live and Gargano is totally different things. Because to me, Balor would benefit from going to 205 Live. Gargano would not benefit from going to 205 Live. The reason why I say that is because Balor has been on the main roster for how many years now?
We're like 3. I guess 2 if you can't count the injury.
So he's been on the main roster for a little bit over 3 years now and has been doing absolutely squat since being back from injury. He had one rematch finally after how many years later he got a rematch for his world title shot. At least on 205 Live, he would get a little bit more of a serious treatment, I would think.
Yeah.
And I think he would get more of a serious role on 205 Live. He would definitely be the man and face of 205 Live. So why not put the man on there, see if he can maybe get some more eyes on the show? I definitely think he could, because you would definitely see matches that you would never thought you would see with Balor and maybe Cedric and Balor and Tommy again and Balor and Buddy Murphy's matches that I think would excite a lot of fans.
I agree.
Okay.
That's why I say that.
I just think that if you're going to make that move, send Balor to SmackDown first, because no offense to Gargano, I think he's awesome in the ring, but
yeah, exactly.
I see Balor and Gargano on 2 different levels in terms of star power, mainstream star power, and I just feel it'd be a step down. Like I said, it goes back to my whole thing. Like I know I don't watch 205, but I have nothing against the wrestlers there, but I can't see like now equating Balor to having these like tough matches with a Cedric Alexander. With no offense, who's coming from facing Roman Reigns, you know. So
right, and I agree with you on that.
With Gargano, though, I honestly don't have much high hopes for him on the main roster. I think on 5 he would bring a big not a big like Balor would, but I think he would be a big contribution if they want to be serious.
Yeah, and that's my point with that too, is that I don't trust what they would do on Raw or SmackDown with Johnny Gargano. I don't think they would do anything.
Small.
Yeah. I mean, he's so small, Vince would hate him. I mean, he would be He would. I'm sorry.
Idea. He might be the manager because that's what you do. Leo Rush is a manager. Look at his size.
Yeah.
Managing AOP.
You think Vince would take Leo Rush on Raw and do anything with him but have him lose every week? No.
Gargano will manage Team B.
Yeah, he would be. He would be able to join the B team. I mean, I look what Bo Dallas was in NXT, and look at him now. But yes, he's a former tag champion, which I never thought that was going to happen. But I mean, still, he was a maybe the face of NXT when it first launched on the network. Besides Neville, him and Neville both. But I mean, man, and now look at him on the main. Look at Neville when he was on the main roster before they put him on 205 Live. I mean, look what he did.
I see your guys' points with Balor, and I'm just tired of him being doing nothing.
That's fair. I understand.
And if they're gonna put him on SmackDown and put him in a reasonable storyline where he's actually being used and might get title shots and be actually a title contender and a number one contender and get shots and stuff, sure, I'm down for that. But fuck, man, I would like to see this guy wrestle every now and then and actually be in a credible storyline because look at the shit he did in New Japan. We all know he has the it factor if he's given the chance. And for some goddamn reason, Vince McMahon is so fucking hard-headed, he doesn't want to give Finn Balor a chance. So,
well, I think the it factor is kind of wishy-washy with Vince. I mean, the way Vince sees it. Fans might see it different ways. Like, man, he's really good. He should be top level. He should be the main event, the champion. But I think Vince looks at the it factor as having really good charisma, really good crowd reactions. And Balor, I mean, he doesn't get – I'm not saying he doesn't get good crowd reactions, but he's not a great charismatic talker. I mean, when Vince sees someone, he sees guys like Hulk Hogan, John Cena, The Rock, Steve Austin even. I mean, guys like that who have charisma and can captivate an audience. I don't see Balor. No offense, sorry. Send your hate tweets at Bizarre1000, but I mean, Balor doesn't have that.
Gargano,
all right, fair enough. Let's move on to the main event since we just went on a whole different tangent. We had Lars Sullivan taking on EC3, and speaking of the main roster, a lot of people are already saying Lars Sullivan, main roster, what's next for him to do? We need him to finally move up from NXT. There's not much more for Lars Sullivan to do after he does defeat EC3, who just keeps losing on NXT. After losing. Yes, exactly. So what's next for Lars Sullivan is the main question because he's been dominating. Yes, he lost his only world title shot. And since he came back from his jaw injury, he has been on a tear. Alex, do you think he's in line for another title shot, or do you think we'll see him on the main roster sooner than later?
I don't see him going back to the title, not with like what's currently going on in there. I think he's another one whose call up is definitely has to happen because he's really all he's doing right now is just squashing EC3. So it's not like they really have anything for him to do.
Aaron in the chat says, I'm afraid of him going to the main roster. I don't know if there's room for him right now. Yeah. I think, who needs a big man? SmackDown.
Yeah.
SmackDown needs a monster, a big monster on that show. Yeah, we kind of have it with Sanity, but
not really.
Yeah, we don't really get to see him at all. At least I think with Lars, put him on SmackDown, we'll see him quite often on that show. And some of the matches that we could get with Lars, because he can move as a big man. He's pretty he can go in that ring as big and strong as he is, especially against maybe like a guy of an AJ Styles or just to name a few, Randy Orton or anybody like that. It would be very interesting to see how he would be used on SmackDown Live. What about you, Dave? Your thoughts on Lars Sullivan?
I think the bigger question we should be asking, not what's next for Lars, what's next for EC3? I mean,
yeah,
he loses to Dream, then he gets beat up by Lars. Now he loses to Lars straight up, clean. I mean, yikes. I mean, the match was okay. It wasn't nothing great, but I mean, I'm not too upset about the length of the match because I thought the Gargano and East match way deserved all the time they got. So I'm not too upset about how this main event went. But I mean, yeah, I think, like you said, Alex said this, Lars probably isn't long for the main roster until he's get called up, and SmackDown would be the perfect fit. I mean, depending on what happens with the next draft coming up for their Fox deal next year, who's going to be where, type thing. But I mean, yeah, I think Lars would be a perfect entry in the Rumble or something like that. I don't know if he was in it last year or not, but so that would be kind of cool to see and pop up. And I'm sure Vince loves the guy, so and you could have him beat up jobbers for a while on SmackDown. So I mean, it would work. And I like Lars. I've been a big fan of Lars since before people started talking about him. So I mean, I'm glad this guy is getting his little push right now. So yeah, I just still remember when he crushed Leo Rush. So people hey, that rhymed very good. But yeah, if people want to talk about undefeated Rush, go watch him in NXT against Lars.
Yeah, and not sure what's next for Lars Sullivan. Like we just mentioned, he's been destroying everybody on NXT. There's not really much more he can really do.
I mean, could they? I was just gonna say, could they have him win one of the other titles? Like, what if they put him after Ricochet and he took the North American title?
Yeah, I mean, I just think there's just so much talent that
there is
there. He just doesn't need to be on the roster.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much NXT talent right now, though. It's like unbelievable. I mean, that 58 minutes isn't doing it no justice at all with all the talent they have. I mean, when's the last time we've seen Keith Lee wrestle?
Yeah,
that's true. That's actually a really good point. When is the last time we've seen Keith Lee? He's wrestling next week. I know that against Kona Reeves. So
oh wow,
yeah, the finest.
It'll be a ratings grab right there.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are not big Kona Reeves fans, but at least it's getting Keith Lee at least on the show. Remember in the ladder match where the crowd booed Lars as he climbed? Yeah, he wasn't really over with the WrestleMania crowd. I don't think a lot of people wanted to see him in that particular match.
You had all the hardcore fans like for Adam Cole, Ricochet, Dream, it's a different crowd.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? Before him and Killian Dane started going at it, people really weren't paying too much attention to Lars till they started having those battles. Yeah. And then Lars really started picking up. And one thing we haven't touched, I don't know if you're planning on it or not, Tony, but a video package they played last night, which I really enjoyed, of Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan. I really like that and how they showed them like that.
No, I wasn't going to touch on that, but nice of you to mention that. Aaron from PWP says they're going to expand to 2 shows a week, 2 hours. They have to do it with all these guys in 2019. Talking about NXT. So that should be something I think I know we've been touching on that a lot on the show, that NXT needs to be, if not an hour and a half longer, at least 2 hours, and hopefully that will happen next year. That's what the rumors are going around with the whole Fox deal, and we'll see what happens.
Can you imagine if NXT was even 20 minutes longer? I mean, that would give so much more room for more people. Not even a 2-hour show, even if it was just an extra 20 minutes. That would help out so much.
Yeah, NXT is, I think, with this Fox deal, not only did it help, obviously, WWE with the money and the set situation, but I think it's going to help a lot of these people from NXT as well. I think they're going to benefit from being moved probably to TV, getting a longer show, and it should be interesting to see how wrestling looks, especially in the WWE. Come late 2019, around this time, it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens this time next year with the WWE.
And if NXT does get that TV deal on FS1 next year, that means what everyone's been saying, like the Meltzers of the world, that NXT is losing money for the WWE. If they got a TV contract to air episodes on FS1, well, they're going to be making money for NXT brand then next year. and that's gonna even elevate it even more. I'm afraid of that though. I mean, come on, some of us fans have to admit you have to be a little bit scared of NXT getting a TV deal because are they gonna just turn it into Monday Night Raw and SmackDown, or it's like how they give us now? With a lot
I
of
don't know. I don't think they would do that. I think they know what makes NXT different and what brings the fans in. So I don't think they would just change it once it got to main screen. Or at least I hope not. So let's go to the main thoughts of last night's NXT before we move on to the Mae Young Classic and into Impact. Alex, your thoughts on NXT as a whole last night?
It was an enjoyable show. It wasn't anything stellar, so I'll give it a 3.5. I'm more excited for next week, obviously.
And next week we got Keith Lee wrestling, and then the big triple threat match for the North American Championship. Dave, what about you?
I thought it was a really good show last night. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the Tony Nese and Gargano match. I mean, I thought it was amazing. Got to see Lacey Evans. And to top it all off, the icing on the freaking cake. Alex will completely agree with me. What made this show the best, there was no freaking Street Profits.
I just went to a 4. Never mind.
Y'all are some assholes, y'all know. I mean, swear,
right?
Like Street Profits, I swear. Oh my God, I hope that the Street Profits somehow, some way win the damn WWE tag team titles, man, or NXT, so I can come on here and the whole show will be dedicated to the Street Profits.
Montez Ford is the whole Bianca Belair's title. That's it.
I'm sorry if they. I mean, hey, look. If the B team could be tag champions, I'm sure the Street Profits could too. Find some way to luck themselves to a tag title win. I mean, anything's possible.
Wow, I mean, Adam Brown says no Street Profits 5 out of 5 show. Wow.
Yeah.
Damn right.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say, didn't Brian Kendrick win the WE title one time in like that?
Wait, what?
Match? Did he win it in like the scramble match or something?
Brian Kendrick? I don't know about that.
I don't. Maybe he didn't, but I know they did all these guys who did like a 30-minute scramble match at one time. But yeah, I don't remember who. There was a bunch of them who won it.
Adam Austin says, better yet, how awesome would it be to see the B team beat the Street Profits? Jesus, it'll happen. You'll have to turn off your Xbox afterwards, though. Oh, my God. You should get a T-shirt. I'm going to get a Street Profits T-shirt. They don't have one. That's right.
Why would they? No one's going to buy it. One person in San Antonio will buy a Street Profits shirt. That's not going to make them.
I'm going to tweet the Street Profits right after the show tonight and tell them how big of a travesty it is that they don't have shirts on WWE NXT on the shop.
Lucha House Party has T-shirts.
Tony, they have the party cup. If you'll get a party cup,
they do have a party cup. That is very true.
You just go buy one at your local convenience store
on it.
I mean, seriously.
All right, so moving on to the Mae Young Classic. We had the Mae Young Classic last night. We had 4 matches on the Mae Young Classic. We had Toni Storm taking on Hiroyo Matsumoto.
Yeah.
Rhea Ripley taking on Casey Canizaro. Lacey Lane taking on Tanari Conti. And Miko Satomura taking on Mercedes Martinez. Like I said, I only saw one match of this, and it was the Martinez and Miko match. It was probably the best match of the 4. I heard nothing but great things about that match, from William Regal to others commenting on this match. Alex, your quick thoughts on the Mae Young Classic on all 4 matches. Storm defeats Toni Storm moves on, Rhea Ripley moves on, Lacey Lane moves on, and Miko moves on. Casey, fan favorite for a lot of people, unfortunately is eliminated, but good for us. Canizaro has signed with the WWE, so she's not going anywhere anytime soon. So, Alex, your thoughts on the 4 matches? Anything spotlight? Anything you want to touch on with the Mae Young Classic?
Yeah, definitely. If if there's a time to tune to the Mae Young, I would say start doing it now because you're starting to get like, no offense to the ones in the first round, but some of the others who are kind of just there to take up the tournament place. Now you're getting into the one-on-ones, and it was a pretty good show. With the first match, Tony Storm and Matsumoto, it was a good match. It wasn't compared to obviously what we'll get into. It was kind of the weaker one, but it was good. Nothing else really to say, but obviously Dave and I are going to talk about it. But the Casey and Rhea Ripley match, like it was a lot of fun. I mean, Casey, she has, I think, been training for only half a year, and she's transitioned so well into like the ring. Like she's clearly like a baby face, and the crowd loves it. She's like energetic. Like I think we just said it earlier. Like she's like a female Ricochet when you see some of the stuff she does. So I think doing American Ninja took away a lot of that performance anxiety. So she's gonna have a good future. She's definitely over. I can't wait to see her in NXT. And I gotta give Rhea Ripley like credit because like obviously Casey's the big talk about, but she's been doing pretty good too. She has like a good look to her, a good size. So I expect them to do a lot with her as well. Dave, what do you think of the match?
I thought this match was I was really into this match because her first match I've seen her have was so much fun. I just imagine Triple H is somewhere after his little Australia match, after he loses the Undertaker, unfortunately. I think he's going to be headed to the next American Ninja Warriors taping.
Oh yeah,
I want her, him.
Definitely going to go after like these like athletes now.
I mean, I can't believe how far she has come, though. I mean, in such little time. I mean, that spot when she fell and messed up the first time, and she went back at it and did it again, and then she still messed up again, but she is able to catch herself because of how athletic she was on the second rope.
Yeah.
And do a jump off that. I mean, that was just amazing to recover like that and do it again, even though you messed up.
Like when you have that, when you're just like that athletic, like you don't have much wrestling experience, but you're just athletic as shit, that could take you far.
Yeah, it seems like she's so damn athletic that wrestling just comes natural.
So. Yeah, and that's crazy. I mean, how great she is in the ring. And it's not only just to be good in the ring.
She connects with the crowd.
Exactly. That's the biggest factor of her. Everyone loves her. Everyone likes her, whatever you want to call it. I mean, because everyone wants her to win because she's like that. She is exactly what WWE thought they were getting when they brought in Candice LeRae. That's who they thought they were getting with Candice, the way Casey connects with the crowd right now. That's who they thought they were getting.
Go ahead. Did they say how old she was? DX in the chat is asking how old she is.
I'll check, but I can already tell you guys, Casey definitely has a bigger future than Candice. Casey's 28, so she's got a while ahead of her.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine that? She's only 28, and the girl she wrestled was what, like 20, 21, maybe? And she's already seems like
21. Like the future for NXT women's wrestling is freaking crazy.
And she looks. I wanted to compare her, but she just reminds me of what everyone thought Baron Corbin could have been. You know, that's what she reminds me of.
He has the biker look down, like that, like rebel, like.
Yes, I mean, I love Rhea Ripley. I really do. I mean, I can't wait to see it. But to me, right now, after everything's happening, right now that we've seen, Casey Catanzaro is one of the big topics, other than Lois Shirai.
Yeah. Definitely.
Well, of course, obviously what we're going to get to. That was a huge – we know she's not going to go far in the tournament. No one is. Everyone are – if you didn't see the spoilers, it's fine. You can already guess who's in the finals. Come on.
So now let's get to the main event, which is Miko versus Mercedes. That's been the talk of the week since last night. I saw William Regal touch on it, like I said earlier. What was your thoughts on the main event of the Mae Young Classic? And I was actually kind of surprised Mercedes lost, to be honest with you.
No. To get Mako Satomura in the tournament, that she's going to go at least like to the semis. But I liked it was a damn good match. I mean, it started off technically sound in the beginning, but it really picked up, and holy shit, I mean, Mako just laid in some stiff-ass kicks, knees. I love that scorpion kick she did at the end. And Martinez did great, too. Like, she sold her ass off, and she pulled off some great spots, too. And it was just so much fun, and the crowd just got into it. Like there was that real sense of drama at the end, and it's a good match, damn good match. That's what I love about the Mae Young Classic. You're really seeing them just go all at it.
Dave?
Yeah, I completely agree. This match is so much fun. Excuse me. Yeah, I mean the kicks. I mean that. I don't know if that scorpion kick you're talking about, which one it was, but I know that
one with.
Okay, I know when she did that running and then she dropped her knee right in her freaking chest. I'm like, ouch, that had to hurt. I mean, those were some stiff shots. Though. They were going back and forth. I mean, honestly, I thought Mercedes Martinez. I almost said Lewis, but Mercedes Martinez. I mean, she looked good. I was thinking they kept pumping her up like she was actually going to win the match or something. Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh, come on. But yeah, I mean, this match was so fun. It was stiff. I mean, this is basically a strong style match in WWE. Yeah. And one of my highlights was, I have to mention this because it was just so odd when the crowd was chanting, "This is wrestling," and Michael Cole said, "This is wrestling." I mean, like, what?
Okay,
Michael Cole.
Yeah, it sure is, Michael Cole. It is wrestling. Where'd you think you were at, bud?
No, I mean, he was agreeing with him, like saying this is wrestling. I'm not saying he was saying this is, it was so weird to hear Michael Cole mention wrestling.
So different how Cole sounds in this compared to Raw.
Yeah. Or anything he does. I mean, even me and Tony talked about this a few years ago when it was Michael Cole and I think Byron Saxton calling the Independence Day show in Japan when Valor won the title from Kevin Owens. And it was like Cole sounded completely different because he didn't sound like he was overproduced like you get on Raw and all the other crap. And it was so much more entertaining and more enjoyable for hearing him do commentary. It's like two different people.
I like the commentary.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, I don't want to say this because I'm going to get a lot of hate for this. Okay, send all your hate tweets at Bizarre1000. Michael Cole, to me, like during this Mae Young Classic, I'm only going to compare it to these two Mae Young Classics we got. I think he was better than JR was last year.
And JR? Yeah. Oh no, definitely.
I mean, I hate to say,
felt like kind of disconnected.
Yeah, I mean, he still does. Even he gets. If you took Michael Cole and
hold on, Dave. We just lost OBS. Ah, shit. Lost OBS. All right, if you can still hear us, I might have to restart over, non-using OBS because it was frozen on the screen. All right, so hold on. Let me stop the broadcast. Ah, damn it! If you're on the YouTube, hearing behind the scenes footage right now. All right, I'm gonna have to unplug. All right, can y'all hear? Can y'all talk?
Yep.
Yeah, I can talk.
I gotta turn y'all up a little bit, man.
So what's up, YouTube? Is anyone even watching on there?
No, not at the moment. I'm not looking right now. I have to do another damn title. God damn it. Impact.
Oh, time to restart the show all over again.
Yep, now I gotta restart it all over. No, Jesus.
Can you imagine that?
Oh, God.
All right, well, we're going to touch 205 Live again, everybody. I hate when this happens, man. It kind of caught me off guard. It just said that an error with OBS. I'm not going to deal with it. I'll just do it regular.
Okay.
And then we'll do OBS on Saturday night. Part 2. God damn it. Shit. All right.
Patriots are back.
All right. We're back live on Periscope. I don't even need these headphones anymore. Sorry about that, everybody. OBS error and OBS crash. So if you were watching us, sorry if you got the frozen screen. OBS
froze on us. I'm not going to restart my computer and get it all back up to running again. So we'll just continue on what we were watching. Part 1 replay will still stay up, and we'll continue on what we were talking about. We still haven't touched on Impact on Pop, and then we'll continue on throughout the show. Sorry about that, guys. Thank you guys for joining again. Technical difficulties out on my end. But Dave and Alex are still here. We were just touching on the Mae Young Classic, obviously, getting a little bit on Michael Cole and how he's been on commentary. So thank you guys for rejoining us and resharing and retweeting everybody. Appreciate that. Do y'all just want to jump right into Impact now, or do you have anything else you want to mention about the Mae Young Classic?
No, it's good show.
Thank you, Jeffrey Cross, for the Super Hearts, man. Appreciate that. So,
Tony,
yeah,
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Do we know what some of the matches are coming up, though, for the Young Classic? Because I'm curious to see who's wrestling next.
Yeah, I'll give me 2 seconds. I just had it open.
How's Braun Strowman doing? I'm assuming Braun Strowman's doing pretty damn well for himself. You see this Elias shirt, everybody. This Elias shirt came in the WWE Loot Crate for this month.
Oh, you don't want to give that away?
I'm actually thinking about it because, in all honesty, they gave some good stuff in the Loot Crate this week, and I was thinking about giving away some of the stuff. See, I know we have some Alexa Bliss fans, so they gave another Alexa Bliss little figurine thing, like a little statue thing, Alexa Bliss. But here's the thing that I think a lot of people are going to like, and it's the Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels pillow. So I was like, that might be something that I think a lot of people might want to be interested in, but I'm not going to do that for the giveaway.
Hey, I got a question for you.
Down the line.
Tony, would that blanket, or you said it was a pillow for Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart?
Yeah.
Does Shawn smile or not smile in that picture?
I don't know. I haven't opened it yet. It's still in the package, but I thought what the Loot Crate gave, the shirt at least, the shirt was pretty sweet. It's Walking with Elias, says WWE on it. So, that's a pretty interesting shirt, but
yeah, I was noticing that. It looks nice, yeah. I mean, it's cool. So
Adam Awesome says HBK pillow net value 1 cent.
No, it would be higher than that. Bret Hart's on it. I mean, go on. The excellence.
Y'all are such assholes, man. All right, so let's get to what happened on Impact Wrestling. Oh, Alex, did you get the next round matchups up?
Yeah, so next week we have Mia Yim versus Caitlyn, Tegan Knox versus Nicole Matthews, Io Shirai versus Deuces, no idea, and Deonna Purrazzo versus Gia Lee.
Now, did you guys hear about the Matthews situation?
The what?
Nicole Matthews, like, she can't come back in the U.S.
Oh, really?
Yeah, okay. She's like banned for like 5 years from the U.S.
Well, the taping's already done, and I don't. No offense to her, but I don't think she was winning it.
Right?
But didn't like get injured and like break her leg or something, so she couldn't continue. So is.
Oh no! Don't leave it at that. Yeah, that doesn't have to do with her though.
I know, but I'm just saying. I know that. I'm talking about the Knox situation where we heard that she's not going to be able to continue in the tournament. Is she, or that already happened?
No, that's something else completely different that you're thinking about. I know what you're thinking about, though.
Oh, okay.
But I don't want to spoil anything.
Yes, no spoilers yet, everybody. So let's jump into Impact. If you forgot, man, I forgot. Impact Bound for Glory is next weekend, everybody. Did y'all realize that? I did not. Next week. No. Yeah, next week is Bound for Glory. October 14th, we have Bound for Glory. Now, my question for you, Dave and Alex, has Impact done a good job getting you hyped for Bound for Glory?
Not really. I think the show will probably be good, but not in terms of my excitement. Because I mean, I guess I will give you guys will give predictions next week. But the current card honestly does not look that exciting. I mean, Tessa Blanchard versus Taya
Yeah,
Valkyrie.
just to go over the card real quick with you guys. It did add a match tonight. But other than that, I think only really one, maybe two matches will really pique your interest since how they've been developing the storylines, that is. And that is LAX taking on the OGs in a Concrete Jungle match.
I'm excited.
They've done a good job, building up that storyline and getting you excited for this match next weekend. Next, we'll be doing predictions next week. We'll be doing predictions for the Bound for Glory on Saturday of next week, and we will be doing a post show for Bound for Glory next Sunday night as well. You got Austin Aries taking on Johnny Impact for the world title. OVE taking on Brian Cage, Phoenix, and Pentagon in the OVE rules match. Eddie Edwards taking on Moose. Tessa Blanchard taking on Taya Valkyrie, and then the newly added match, which was added tonight, Matt Sydal taking on Ethan Page, who made his debut tonight, taking on Rich Swann and a partner of his choosing.
Ooh.
So could it be Neville? I know that's probably going to be the rumors. Now that Neville's back, could it be Neville? Could it be Chris Jericho? Could it be? Who knows who it could be?
Now, can he beat Neville, or would it have to be like Adrian something Neville? I mean, I don't know.
He's Pac now. He's not Neville no more. He's Pac.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, he's back to Pac. So it's going to be definitely interesting to see. I know rumors are definitely going to be running wild about him possibly showing up at Bound for Glory, one of their big pay-per-views. So, Jericho is probably going to be mentioned, I'm sure.
I mean, that's the other rumor going around right now.
Yeah, Jericho's and we're going to touch more on that. I'm saving that. The huge chunk of the Impact stuff, I'm saving to Saturday. The whole the Jericho, the other news going around town as well. We're going to save that for Saturday night show to go on over that. But yeah, I was going to say that we've been very positive towards Impact Wrestling since we started doing these post shows on Thursday nights. I don't think we've really had a lot of negative stuff to say about Impact since we've had it here and there. We've talked about stuff that we didn't really like, but for the most part, what we see on TV from Impact, we've enjoyed, but they haven't really done a really particular good job of building up Bound for Glory to the point to where I forgot Bound for Glory was next week.
Okay, let's do this. Maybe Alex or Tony can look this up. Give me the card for last year's Bound for Glory compared to this year's.
I'll give it to you right now.
To me, that'll be an interesting comparison. And let's say what we know right now the matches are. Let's say what do we think sounds better right now?
All right, matches from last year's. We had the 6-way match for the Impact X Division Championship. Trevor Lee defeated Desmond Xavier, Garza Jr., Matt Sydal, P.D. Williams, and Sanjay Dutt. We had Ishimori take on Tyson Dux. Is that how you say it? Tyson Dux. Abyss defeated Grotto in a Monsters Ball match. Team Impact with EC3, Eddie Edwards, and James Storm defeated Team AAA and Phantasma, Pagano, and Texano. OVE defeated LAX in a 51-50 street fight. Gail Kim defeated Sienna and Allie in a 3-way for the Knockouts title. Lashley and King Mo defeated Moose and Stephen Bonner. And Eli Drake defeated Johnny Impact for the Global Impact Championship. So 2 years in a row for Bound for Glory, Johnny Impact is main eventing.
Yep. And I hate to say it, but I remember that build up to Abyss and Grotto, and that was a really cool build up, and even had James Mitchell show up. I mean, so honestly, if you ask me right now, and plus you had Gail Kim's last match and her actually winning the title in Toronto, to me that, I hate to say it, but that sounds like that was a better build and even a better card than what we're getting right now.
Yeah, I would have to agree. So let's jump right into Impact Wrestling, where we did see Rich Swann take on Matt Sydal to open Impact. And that's when you asshole Brandon after. And that's when we saw the debut of Ethan Page. I don't really know much about him.
Really?
I do know he has a nice little follow. I don't know much about him. No, I know. Alex, I think Alex, you tweeted out the same thing. You don't really know much about him either.
No,
Okay.
the page, not really.
Do you guys remember Ethan Park? That was Ethan Page when they were doing the other guy with the insurance thing. Ethan Page is doing that now. He's just Ethan Page now. So it's like okay, because when he first came in, he was Ethan Park.
Well, I didn't watch Impact back.
It was only a couple months ago, or maybe not a little longer than a couple months ago, but
it was probably before I started watching.
It had to have been before we started watching. I don't even remember him. Chandler Park says Ducks fan for life.
Chandler Park. That's what it was. He was Chandler Park with Abyss or Joe Park when they were beating up his grandma and all that.
Oh yeah, I definitely did not see that.
What did you think of the match itself, Alex?
It was okay. You know, like I was kind of expecting more. I feel like it was starting to pick up, and then the Ethan Page interfered and stuff, so it didn't really do much for me. So yeah, some fun spots for sure, but not overall so match.
Perry Ho Mo, very interesting screen name, says, has Impact been getting a bit better than? Yes, Impact is a lot better than what you've probably watched before. It's on a station that a lot of people don't have. But if you have the Pop channel, I would definitely, if you don't want to sit through 2 hours of it on a Thursday night, you could definitely record it and enjoy it. It's been a lot better than we've gotten in the last 2 to 3 years. Impact is on the rise. Impact has a lot of great talent. And I would definitely check it out because a lot of buzz for Impact is going to definitely be hitting around 2019. Hey, your thoughts, Rich Swann and Matt Sydal?
Well, I was going back and forth in this match, a little bit. I was watching some of the Red game, and I had this a little bit, so a little bit back and forth. But yeah, like you said, I agree with what you just said to that comment about is Impact worth watching, and yeah, and let's not forget they haven't even been in control. Don Callis and Scott D'Amore, haven't even been in control of Impact for a full year yet. So I mean, and they're already doing a lot of great things with Impact in a lot of our opinions. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely worth watching. And like they said, the opening match, I didn't really watch much of it, but wasn't really that interested. So and then Ethan Page shows up as being the follower, I guess. So there you go.
I guess the follower that Matt Sydal wanted Rich Swann to be. Ducks fan in the chat says, I heard Impact may be getting a good TV deal coming soon, which makes sense because their deal with Pop ends November 19th. So
does it mean
that's
that
something to keep in mind.
Leaving Pop TV or you're going to get a deal with Pop?
I'm thinking he's suggesting that they're going to be leaving Pop for a better TV network. So we shall see what happens there.
How funny would that be? Which this is complete speculation. We just heard not that long ago. Maybe this should be Safer Saturday about the whole WE and Impact meeting. Who's to say that wasn't about that? About them possibly getting a deal on the WE network.
I think that's a cold day in hell for that to happen. But we'll touch more on that on Saturday. Next we had the Dave Crist backstage segment. Freaked out about Phoenix and Pentagon having magical powers from their previous attack. Sami Callihan and Jake both try to calm him down. Callihan says that Phoenix and Pentagon home territory. This is Pentagon and Phoenix's home territory, and they plan on calling the duo out. And this is when we had the next cringe-worthy segment. And again, we're not very negative here towards Impact Wrestling. But Eddie Edwards, Moose, Alicia, whatever the fuck her name is. Horrible segment. Horrible backstage segment. You thought, and Alex put it on Twitter that it kind of like reminded him of a porn. And when you look at Moose and how he's dressed, you cannot tell me that did not look like a goddamn porno. The way it was filmed,
Your wife.
the way Moose looked, the white girl with it just seems so
I told you.
so porno-ish, man. Like you felt like you're watching a goddamn porno.
The way Impact's been going lately, especially
Really, because after that, the other segment, that's just Don Callis.
You hear Scarlett?
He's just on another level right now with booking very sexual-oriented content.
hey, nothing wrong with that.
Instead, she's like, "Oh, you're wet, so am I." And I'm like, "Wait, what?"
I couldn't believe she said that. It's one thing to say in a backstage segment, but man, out there live, I mean, I wonder how Pop TV feels about that. I mean,
so sum up these two segments, Alex, and then we'll go to Dave. Again, thank you everybody for joining us. Sorry for the technical difficulties that we had in the first video. OBS just crashed. Just figured out we just go back with this one. If you're new to the show, we're Get the Tables podcast. We're live every Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Saturday nights are our Shoot the Shit shows, where we touch about everything. Thursdays are our Impact and WWE NXT. 205 Live and the Mae Young Classic until the Mae Young Classic obviously ends. And then on Tuesday nights, we touch on Raw and SmackDown Live. So hit that follow. We're also on the YouTubes as well. Get the Tables podcast on YouTube. Finally, over 80 subscribers. Would like to hit that 100 subscriber mark. If you don't mind, go to the YouTube, look us up, follow, and if you don't mind as well, hit some of those likes on the videos. Those will get YouTube's attention, and maybe we can move her higher up in the YouTube ranks. That's the main goal. All right, Alex, sub up these two segments with Eddie Edwards and Moose and the OVE and Pentagon and Phoenix.
He was like, I don't know, like the promos have just been getting more and more hilarious. Like Dave, he's like, "Look what you did to Dave." It was some fun stuff. Nothing really else there. The Don Callis, man. I mean, he was just going over the top. But yeah, I gotta say, like with a lot of the writing, I'm like, well, folks, Scarlett is not for the kids.
No. Naomi's for the kids. Naomi is for the kids.
I don't know about that.
Scarlett is not for the kids.
I mean, they're definitely booking TV with Scarlett for the 18 to 55 demo.
Yeah.
Because she goes to commentary. Don Callis kind of loses himself. She ends up sitting in Joss's chair and says that this is what makes Callis a 10 and Joss a 5. And that's when Callis spills his water. Scarlett says she's out here to do some scouting. And yes, she was scouting everybody's favorite, Eli Drake, because he was there with an open challenge, inviting all Tontos to come out and challenge him. And we did get that Tonto, and that Tonto was La Parka. La Parka comes out and challenges Eli Drake and defeats Eli Drake via countout. Does anyone know if Scarlett Bordeaux is single? I don't know. I think she might. I see Seth Rollins. I follow Seth Rollins on Instagram, and I follow Scarlett on Instagram as well. I was about to see. Look at Alex in the chat already. Look at him in the chat already.
Yeah.
I think they're an item. I think they're an item.
Really?
Yeah, and I saw a picture, I think not so long ago, that she posted on her Twitter, on her Instagram, and Rollins was in the picture. Yeah, I think
hopefully Rollins wasn't watching Impact tonight. He might be a little mad at Petey.
Yeah. Ducks fan says lucky SOB. Yeah. Hey, if that doesn't make you want to go do what CrossFit, then I don't know what else will. Any thoughts on the open challenge match with La Parka and Eli Drake, Alex?
No, I didn't care for this at all, and I don't care for Eli Drake.
All right, fair enough. What about you, Dave?
I think the whole Scarlett and Eddie stuff, not Scarlett and Eddie, but you know the segments. I mean, they're definitely some whatever, but the Scarlett stuff, definitely the beginning stuff was what we talked about was definitely interesting. But hey, I'm sorry. Maybe it was just me. Maybe there's a few others out there. But when I seen La Parca come out, I kind of marked out a little bit. I'm like, holy shit, La Parca.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in years. I mean, so it was really cool to see La Parca out there wrestling again. I mean, wow. Still wrestling, I should say. I mean, because it was not long ago. I remember him. I was waiting. You know what would have been perfect is Mike Tenay would have been calling this. That would have been perfect because the Luchadors and Mike Tenay, to me, it just goes hand in hand. But I mean, man, that was kind of really cool to see him. Of course, they didn't want to have a legend there in Mexico lose to a third or fourth rate wrestler like Eli Drake. So you have him get counted out and run away.
Was it the original La Parca or a ripoff? Bob Ruski asked in the chat. I think it was probably a ripoff.
Oh, you don't think it's the original La Parca?
Nah, I think it was a rip. Who knows? Who knows?
Alex, what is your opinion on that?
I think it was the original.
Yeah, so I don't know why.
He looked all. He did kind of walk all like he was old.
Yeah.
Well, he's old. He's not going to be like the same he was in his 20s.
Right. No, I'm just saying that it wouldn't surprise me if it was the original. Next, we had a backstage segment with LAX. They're hanging out, and the OGs suddenly show up. Conan tries to keep the peace for a moment. OGs take the titles and the flag. Conan tries to talk some sense to the King. King ends up taking the tequila that's on the table. King spits it on Conan. Homicide and Hernandez spill the drink on their titles and continue taunting the group. Conan doesn't allow Ortiz or Santana to go after them because obviously if they do, they won't get their hands on them next week on Bound for Glory. Alex, your thoughts on this backstage segment?
I liked it. Like I said earlier, I think this is one of the few feuds where you're really still interested in. Obviously, like the OGs brought a lot of heat. Like it made you really want like LAX to get their hands on them. So yeah, definitely one of the matches I'm looking forward to next weekend.
What about you, Dave?
Yeah, I mean it was funny. I don't know what they were trying to do play off, but when you see one of the guys from LAX, I can't think of his name, could have been Ortiz. Looks like he's reaching around his hip or something, like he's gonna grab a gun or something like that. So I don't know what they were trying to pull off.
I was like, when they're like, yo, they're here, strap up. I'm like, with what? Kendo sticks? With like kendo sticks? Like, come on.
What is this? I mean, first you're gonna kill someone with an axe. Now,
right.
But yeah, it was kind of cool. Conan really is making the rounds right now because I seen on Twitter that he was at an MLW show there live in the ring. So
AAA like doing this shit where they give other people gimmicks. They have a rip-off of Psychosis. Oh, okay. Makes sense. Let's see. Anything else in the chat that I missed? Nope. All right, so let's move on. Definitely, that's probably the most intriguing storyline going into Bound for Glory. Next, we had Joe Hendry take on Murder Clown. And that's when we heard the song I played on the last show or the last video before we got cut off with Joe Hendry singing the new song that he came out with. I don't mind if he does this every week. He's on Impact. Comes out with songs of who he's wrestling. I know he did that in past promotions. I would love for it to keep going. And it was a pretty entertaining song. And the match wasn't too bad. Murder Clown does defeat Joe Hendry and then takes him out after the match with jumps off the top ropes, body slammed him, not body slam, splash to the table. So I'm not really sure if this is going to lead up to anything else. But Alex, any thoughts on this match? Quick thoughts on this?
No. I love the videos, definitely. Hella entertaining, but no, nothing else really on the match. I don't really know where they're going with this.
Okay, Dave, your quick thoughts?
I really enjoyed the video, and Joe Hendry is just like at another level right now. I mean, What am I mean, he go out on YouTube some of his videos. They're hilarious. I mean, the other night I was watching them, a bunch of them back to back. And one that stood out to me, people should watch, is the one about Noam Dar kissing his hand. That is so funny.
Yeah, Joe Hendry is definitely a bright spot for Impact, and definitely very entertaining each week.
As the match goes, to me tonight for Impact, it seemed like AAA was like, okay, we're not going to have our guys lose to you anymore. Our guys are going to go over your guys now. To me, that's what it seemed like more than anything. I mean, with La Parka not losing at all, and then now Murder Clown didn't lose, which I never even heard of the guy, so maybe he's a big star over there. They just want none of their stars have Impact coming in there and just beating all their stars. So, I mean, it's not like they already used, I guess, Pentagon and Phoenix. So, yeah. But, yeah, to me, that's what it seemed like. Vampiro's probably backstage. No, they're not going to lose.
Right. Let's see. Let's move on to the next match, not match. This was a backstage segment with finally Eddie Edwards meets up with Moose. Oh, man. I don't even want to talk about this. This was bad. We had Johnny Impact looking for Austin Aries. Ends up finally we get a face-to-face promo, back and forth banter between Johnny Impact and Austin Aries. I mean, he actually it was the original La Parka, Bob Ruski says. All right, well, that's good to know. Thank you for letting us know that, Bob Ruski. Austin Aries laid into Johnny Impact, calling him Johnny 205, whatever the hell your name is, Johnny Impact, Johnny Mundo, Johnny Hennigan, just calling him just showing him a bunch of disrespect. They finally get physical at the end, and Johnny Impact gets the upper hand, hits him with the super kick and all that good stuff. Alex, are you excited for this match? Come Bound for Glory.
Nope.
Any other thoughts on this before we move on?
I don't really care for Aries, but I don't like Johnny, whatever you want to call him. So I loved what Aries said about him. That really dug in deep. But yeah, that's about it. I really don't care for this match.
Let's see. It says, who are you this week? You're Johnny Nitro. You're Johnny Mundo. Your whole career, you've been trying to put eggs in 15 different Easter baskets, and you haven't filled one of them yet. So, I mean, he was definitely laying into Johnny tonight. Do you think Neville will pop up on Impact? We kind of touched on that earlier on the show, NoFX. Maybe Bound for Glory, but we'll touch more of it on Saturday night for sure, NoFX. So hopefully they'll join us. Dave, any quick thoughts on Johnny Impact and Austin Aries? Are you excited for this match?
Excited for it? No. I thought Aries did really good on that. I mean, like just laying into Johnny, but still, I thought that was one of his better promos. It was kind of fun, and I like how he said there's not going to be no Moose, not going to be no Killer Cross. It's just going to be me and you, and I'm going to beat you. I mean, and they have Aries and Callis both said it in a podcast they did a couple months ago that they want to do their pay-per-view main events with clean finishes. So if they continue that, I mean, I'm all for it. And I don't mind if Aries wins. And he's still, which I'm afraid he's not going to win, though. That's the problem. Because Johnny's on Survivor. Johnny's Survivor. I mean, is Impact going to try to do what WE does with the whole crossover appeal, have a champion, be the champion because your guy is on some big show?
Yeah, definitely going to be interesting to see how they book that match next weekend. Thank you for inviting your followers, Avril. Appreciate you coming in here, inviting your followers, and appreciate you checking out the show on this late Thursday evening. I know it's getting a little almost past the midnight hour on the East Coast, so we'll try to wrap up this show. Won't go over the midnight time frame. Sorry for the technical difficulties, which kind of made the show a little bit longer tonight. So apologize for that. Hope you guys can join us Saturday night for the Super Showdown post show and all these wrestling news that we'll be touching on Saturday night. Also, I'm going to put a poll up on the Twitter account and see which show you guys like better, the OBS version or this type of version better, so I can get a little bit more of a bird's eye view of what you guys like more and what you guys like less, so I can figure out if you guys want more of the OBS or less of it. Next, we had the backstage segment with Scarlett, still trying to find talent of who she wants to endorse. She passes Jack Evans, Tomo King, Trevor Lee, and that's when we have Petey Williams teaching her how to do the what's the goddamn move?
Canadian Destroyer.
Canadian Destroyer. Thank you. And the funny little thing too, a little tidbit on that, there is video around town of Scarlett doing a Canadian Destroyer. She has pulled it off before. So it's kind of funny that they did play it off. Huh?
Said sign me up.
So I'm not sure if she is going to be teaming with Petey, but definitely interesting to see how that was played off. Anything you guys want to touch on that before we go to the two last segments of Impact?
Maybe Petey will be teaming with Seth.
Yeah, right?
Oh, God, I see what you did there. Good stuff, good stuff. We had Kiera Hogan take on Su Yung. In a match, Su Yung picks up the win. After the match, bridesmaids bring out a coffin. Allie gets back in the ring and hammers away on Young. And that's when Allie is held back from a moment by the bridesmaid. Young pulls out the nasty glove. Allie fights back. And Young finally locks in the mandible claw. Allie looks like she's going into the coffin, but Hogan jumps in to save her. Young tosses Hogan into the coffin as Allie yells out for her friend. Yeah, so any thoughts on this, guys?
Nothing really. I mean, it was the match. Glad that Kiera Hogan's getting somewhat of a push, but nothing really. I just don't. It's just crazy. Like Su Yung loses the title right away, and she's kind of already out of the picture.
Still don't really care for Sue. People watch Impact Wrestling still. Yeah. People watch Impact Wrestling. They've been doing some pretty good things on Impact Wrestling. I wouldn't come in here and bash it if you don't know what's going on. Before you come in here and bash and troll Impact Wrestling, I would at least go and at least watch an episode and at least know what you're getting yourself into before you kind of dog it. Anything else, Dave, you want to touch on that before we move on to what happened at the end of the show?
I thought that was pretty interesting. I mean, how they did that whole what they were doing. It seems like we keep seeing Rosemary tweet about how soon. So it makes you think she could be back sooner than later. I guess maybe that's because she's tweeting soon. But I mean, I thought it was good. I mean, it's definitely interesting storylines that Impact is doing with the different characters who aren't even involved in main pictures, like main title shots or pictures or main. It's good to see other storylines that aren't just involved in your main focus wrestlers, like your champion Tessa Blanchard or Austin Aries. You got other storylines going with the guys who aren't fighting for championship or the girls. So I like that. I like what they're doing with this. It's an interesting story to me with Allie and this whole Su Yung story. And then I'm not saying Eddie Edwards is interesting with that, but I mean, just even you could say like Matt Sydal, the stuff he's doing, Rich Swann. These different little stories for the show. To me, it helps it that you're not just focusing on one thing, and you're actually writing stuff for other people. I mean, WE, I wish would do that, but they're not doing that really, at least on Raw, and at least you're getting that on Impact.
Right. What wrestling are y'all watching? We're touching on Impact Wrestling at the moment. We just got over touching on NXT. The Mae Young Classic and 205 Live. That was on our last video before we had the technical difficulties and had to start this video. So right now we're just touching on Impact Wrestling, going over the show, and next week Bound for Glory is happening. How come WWE never signed Scarlett? I mean, that's what WWE goes after, blonde and hot.
Yeah, right. But Scarlett would not be Scarlett in WE.
Oh, yeah. Elias got the best seat in years. Yes, he did. We touched on that on Tuesday night show with Elias. I guess because I'm wearing the Elias shirt. Makes sense. So let's get to what happened at the end of the show where we had OVE take on Brian Cage, Pentagon, and Phoenix. I guess a preview of what we're going to get next week. Bound for Glory. Yeah, damn, yeah, late to the game. Just a little bit. But if you follow us, you can catch us Saturday night when we touch on the Super Showdown, and you can chat with us. from here forward. And we also do giveaways as well pretty much each month. So stick around, hit that follow button. We appreciate everybody joining us and hitting that follow and the appreciation of the hearts and sharing of the broadcast. We do appreciate that. Alex, your thoughts of them kind of giving away what we're going to see next week, and what did you think of the ending to Impact Wrestling?
Yeah, I wasn't a I it ended early. I mean, it like cut off like short, and it was kind of a cluster at the end. I like the superplex over, but I definitely wasn't a big fan of them just showing it. It's just a week away, but I'm sure it's still going to be balls to walls crazy next weekend for sure.
Right. I think we all can expect this match to be one of those matches that we talk about and probably mention in maybe possibly one of the match of the night categories, but it kind of didn't make sense to me where you come in here and you have this match going to be happening next week. Yeah, OBE was supposed to call them out. Why not just have what we got at the end where it's just kind of had a big old I don't want to say clusterfuck, but a big old brawl to pretty much in Impact Wrestling where all the guys were kind of just going at each other, high-flying moves and Phoenix jumping off the guardrail onto everybody. Why not just have that in the night instead of them having an actual match that ended up being a dough DQ? But it is what it is. And I'm sure, like we said, next weekend they'll probably tear the roof down. Dave, your thoughts? What's up, Architect?
See, I'm on the different side of this because I actually liked it. Because to me, what we got tonight was a tad little tease on what we can expect at Bound for Glory with these 6 guys. To me, it was just a little tease and a little taste of what you can expect at Bound for Glory. These guys are going to go balls to the wall at Bound for Glory. This was just a little sample of what you might get. I mean, and it was, and I thought it was a nice little thing when Sammy just threw the ref down to get DQ'd. And to me, I liked it, and I liked the little how they ended it. To me, that's the way you do a no finish and basically a no finish match, and you do a little brawl at the end. That's how you do it. You do some crazy spots, and then you do some, and then it kind of leaves the fans a little bit happy, even though they didn't get a finish to a 6-man tag. I mean, which there was 5 minutes left when they started the match, so it's like, okay, this ain't going nowhere. Really, you kind of had a feeling something was going to happen, but. And then the brawling stuff at the end, like the suplex, like Alex said, and then Phoenix doing that crazy corkscrew off the freaking guardrail. I mean, that was insane. I mean,
yeah, and I guess if you look at it that way, yeah, I could see why they did it. Just give you a little bit of a tease of what you could see these 6-man do together next weekend. I mean, we didn't even get a hint of what we might see from Brian Cage. Imagine what type of shit we're going to see from him. So, yeah, if you want to think about it that way, yeah, it was probably a smart idea on their part to kind of tease you a little bit of what you can see next weekend.
Now, did you guys like the match of the week this week or no?
I know it was Hogan and Sting. I did not watch it, though.
I had it on. I didn't pay too much. But, yeah, I mean, it was a smart match to throw in there, I think. Because 2 of the biggest stars in wrestling. But, yeah, I mean, I thought, tonight – I mean, the way they ended it, I mean, I thought it was a good little ending for a brawl. And I think Impact was a pretty good show tonight. I didn't mind it. I mean, I thought top to bottom they put on the best they could. They're probably not going to do crap for ratings because they're up against Monday Night Football. Plus, I think the playoffs or baseball are going on right now, too. So, yeah. So
yeah, wow. Sorry to interrupt you, but thank you, Bob Aruski. If anybody doesn't follow us at our Get the Tables Twitter account, Bob Aruski added us with a screenshot of the real X-Pac joining the show. Wow, he actually popped in here. I'm not sure how long he actually came in here for, but X-Pac popped in here. So pretty cool. Wow. Tell your friends, X-Pac. Tell your friends.
They're gonna get their ass whooped on Saturday.
Oh man. So before we get let's wrap up on Impact, and then I'll do a quick little spew on everything that's coming up in the next couple of shows. Alex, your thoughts overall of Impact Wrestling, and we'll move on from there.
It was an enjoyable show, so I'll give it a 3 as well.
All right, what about you, Dave?
Yeah, I think it was a 3-worthy show, and if I was gonna rate like Wednesday overall, I think I'd give like Wednesday overall for the 3 WE shows. I think I'd give it a 4.
It was average, says Babaruski. I wonder why Xbox left after he came in. Probably because you realized you didn't mean to do it. I don't know. Probably, who knows?
He realized it was just a bunch of wrestling fans talking about wrestling.
Yeah. Bunch of analysts thinking they know what we're talking about.
on.
Right. He probably thinks we're probably shitting on the product. So, and he came in. If he didn't hear us, all that matters is that he popped in. And we thank you, the Real Xbox, for popping in the show. And we hope maybe you can pop in next week and maybe you can bring in your friends and your family and your dog and whoever else you want to jump in and talk to us on the good old Periscope into the YouTube. So, yeah, that pretty much wrap. Hey, what's up, England JT? How you doing tonight? Joining us near the end, but thank you for popping in all the time and always showing your support. Thank you very, very much. All right, so here's how things will go for Saturday, everybody. Saturday is a huge night. Not only is Super Showdown happening Saturday, but the UFC fight is happening as well. I think we all know about that fight. So, Saturday night show, we'll start a little bit earlier than usual. We're going to start at 9:30 Eastern. All right, so about 9:30 Eastern, we're going to go live. We're going to touch on all things wrestling related, get you covered on all the news and rumors and all that type of stuff going around town. Touch on Super Showdown, of course, and get you ready to go for Raw and SmackDown on Tuesday night. So, yeah, I think that's going to be about it. Dave, anything else you want to say before we end tonight's show? Thank you for the 1,000 viewers who popped in for part 2 video. Thank you for everybody who showed up for the part 1 video. Again, I'm sorry for the OBS fail. For some reason, when we have it on Thursday nights, we fail. For the other shows, we do okay. But thank you guys so much for popping in here and sharing. And if you're new to the show, thank you for following. Because Saturday night, we'll be back at it again, hard, touching on wrestling. And all right, Babaruski, thank you for popping in. I'm going to get 2K19. I might even get it tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'll stream or anything, but I'm definitely going to get WWE 2K19. I think it'll be fun to stream every now and then before pay-per-views and when I'm bored. So definitely look into that. Dave, any last thoughts before we back again on Saturday night?
Yeah, I'll just say that thanks everyone for joining. I want to thank Alex and Tony for both joining, especially Alex, because man, he's expensive as hell. But yeah, so it's worth it.
I charge for the OBS fail too.
Yeah, so that's double time. So please donate to our Patreon.
Yeah, if you haven't, check the Patreon. It's in the profile of the Periscope. It's a $1 tier and a $5 tier, and you'll be in giveaways each month. We'll be doing 2 giveaways this month. 3 giveaways, actually, if you want to count the Patreon. And then we're going to be doing 2 giveaways this month, but you have to follow us on the YouTube. YouTube, Get the Tables Podcast. You follow us on there, and you're going to probably have to comment a certain video like we did last time. And, yeah, breaking out the budget big time. Big time.
You might as well change the to the Alex Fund.
Yeah, to the Alex Fund. I'm going to have to do that to the tiers. So thank you, everybody, for joining us. We're going to end your night with the best theme song in NXT at the moment. And I think that's it, everybody. We'll be back Saturday night with you guys. Enjoy some Street Profits because, I know you all love this song. And, yeah, so let's jump. Hope everybody has a great Friday. It's payday for a lot of people. So have a great Friday. Enjoy your weekend before we go live with you Saturday night. And I know we won't see a lot of you before Super Showdown. So props to all you guys waking up early and checking out the Super Showdown. I don't want no screenshots of HBK getting tombstone if it does happen, everybody. So, Alex, Dave, anything else?
No, guys. In Australia.
See you in Australia, guys. Saturday night, everybody. Y'all guys have a great night. See you guys on Saturday night. Enjoy the Super Showdown. You guys have a great one. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Oh, wait, I got to do a shout out. Quick shout outs. We got Jody, Kevin, Anthony Ducks, Jeffrey Cross, Alice Reezy, England, Eduardo Bobruski, Peckinrod. We had, who else was in here? We had Speeds, Dr. Huge, freaking X-Pac. Everybody for joining us tonight. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. You guys have a great Thursday and Friday, and we will see you on Saturday. Thank you, everybody.
Peace.